Okay, that's wonderful. So the first 20 minutes we have discussed on basically how to log into the LMS and what are the assignments and everything. So you don't have assignments for module 1, that is introduction to Power BI, because that is a theoretical part. Okay, so that's the reason there is no assignment for the first module, but from second module, yes, you do have assignment. You can basically understand all of them. And adding to that, extremely sorry. Adding to that, in our previous class, what we have done is we have created a couple of what I can say, a task which basically related to Power Query and DAX and little bit on visualization. In our previous section, we understood very few things on something called as stack bar chart, okay, column chart, and all these things. And along with that, we have understood line chart as well. Okay, we have not tried all of them, but we have some basic understanding on that. Okay, so before I jump into it, I just want to ask, do you have any questions from the previous class? All good? If everything is good, you can basically type good on the chat so that I can get a confirmation. Meanwhile, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to load the data as well. Okay, so I will load order 2018 data from the Excel. And along with that, I will also load 2000, people's table as well. People's table as well from the recent data source. I'm waiting for your confirmation, guys. If you have any questions or concern, feel free to ask, or else we are good to go. Okay, two response, 3 response. People who have actually commented, okay, so you can basically ask, basically load the data as well, because we will do a hands-on session as well, because all of our sessions are hands-on, right? So I got a feedback from I got a request from Vijay Sawant. Okay, so what Vijay Sawant was proposing is, it's a kind of idea that I want to discuss ahead. So previously what I used to do is I used to do the task and I used to give you exactly 3 or 5 minutes, 3 minutes or 5 minutes to complete the task on your system. Okay, so what Vijay had told me that you complete the entire session what you want to cover and give us the time so that we can actually work on it and we can actually do it, something like that. Which is the first, which is the what I can say, approach you like, whether you want me to complete the entire session and give something like 30 minutes or 1 hour dedicated session for you, okay, or let's go on a kind of hands-on kind of thing. Okay, it's yeah. Yes,
Sangesh, your voice is totally breaking. Huh?
I'm extremely sorry. How about now? Let me check my internet as well. Just give me 1 minute. Are you able to hear me? Just give me a confirmation. Is there any disturbance right now? Hello?
Now it's good.
Now it's good. That's absolutely fine. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Maybe it was right here. That's the reason. Okay, so what I was actually saying is, we have to, what I can say, approach. Approach number 1 was to do the task on my system. Okay, I will complete the entire topic. Then I will give you 30 minutes dedicated time or 1 hour dedicated time for you to do the task. Okay, and I will be there on the standby kind of thing. Okay, so this is approach number 1. Approach number 2 is basically, I do the task, I do the task, something like that. Which is the approach that you are actually willing to ask? I think I have just jumbled it up. Okay, so approach number 1 is I will do the task. Okay, and I will give you 30 minutes or 1 hour to do the task. Number 2 is guided training, which I am doing right now. So what I'm actually doing is I do the task, small task. After completing it, I'm just going to provide you the time okay, so that you can replicate the task on your system, something like this. Okay, so which is the better approach? Which is the idea you like? And if you want any kind of changes, kindly let me know. Okay, so if you want any change, type change. Okay, if it is everything is good, you type good on the chat, so that we can actually understand the expectations.
I think we will go with approach 1.
That is,
That means you will do all the training, then half an hour or last 1 hour, we just practice.
sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I can go ahead right now then. Okay. So now what I have done is I have loaded order table. Similarly, I will also load people's table as well. Okay. Okay. So I just need to do the transformation. I will do the small fix here. So I will say, okay. I will say first row as headers. Okay. I will say first row as headers, and I will say close and apply. Now I have prepared my data for the visualization. Okay. And previously I spoke about, the visualizations and everything. I have a very small question. Did I spoke about something called as hierarchy? Hierarchy, wherein you have country, you have year, and inside that you have, what I can say, topic. I mean, sub this thing, like India, there are 21 states. Out of 21 states, you have various types of districts. Inside this districts, you have various types of cities. So inside that cities, you have village, something like that, to create these kind of hierarchy. Did I explain that in our previous session? Yes or no? If you have not done, we can also do that right now. Okay, so I want the chat on this thing. Okay, so I want some response from your end, guys. If I have not covered it, no worries, I will cover it, but I need some response. Okay, yes or no? So right now you have a column called as University United States, which is country.
It is covered.
Sorry, it is covered. Okay, no worries, I can do that. Okay, so here you have a column called as country, and here you have a column called as states. Here you have a column called as region. Okay, and adding to that, you also have city name as well. Okay, so in a simple way, okay, what this topic or what this data is all about is, you have a country like India. Inside India, you have North India, South India, West India, East India, something like that. Inside these regions, North, South, East, West, inside this region, you have something called as, states. Like we have Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, okay, Jharkhand, and all these places, right? Similarly, you have something called as states. Inside the states, you have cities. Okay, so this is the hierarchy which is actually available. So in our I repeat again, in our previous session, we also understood something called as drill down technique, right? Okay, drill down technique, wherein I have something called as this particular hierarchy. Okay, this particular bar graph, wherein I can put this sales. Okay, I can put this sales. Where is the sales? Sales. Okay, here, and here I can also put something called as city. Okay, something like this. Okay, I have this kind of levels. So similarly, if I have state information, okay, if I have something called a state information, I can actually create something like this. Okay, city and state, wherein I can basically hover on one to another. Okay, so just give me a minute. Oh, city, extremely sorry, I need to put it out here. So I can basically drill it down like city and state. So here we have New York. In New York, we have something called as New York City. In Los Angeles, we have California. Oh, so let me do it something like this. Okay, inside California, we have, okay, inside California, we have Los Angeles. Inside New York, we have New York City, something like this. So to create these kind of hierarchy, so what we have to do is, what we can actually do is, we can just go to our, this thing, what I can say, data. First, we have to map the hierarchy, how many hierarchies we have, point number one. And secondly, here we have an option. Okay, here we have an option. When we click here, so here there is an option called as create hierarchy. Right now, I'm not able to see this particular thing right here. So it will be available here as well. Okay, I mean the visualization report here. So I will just click on this particular thing. I will create hierarchy. Is there anything called as create hierarchy? No. I'm not able to see that particular thing. No worries. Oh, I have not created this hierarchy on the level, right? So let me look at the country. Yes, I do have country. Where is this country? City, customer. I don't have country. No worries. Okay, what I will do is I will click
Below
on,
city.
oh yes, we have it. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to click on this. I will say create hierarchy. So there is a level of hierarchy which has been created right now. So this is something called as hierarchy, and it don't have any kind of levels. Hope you are able to see that. So what I can actually do is I can just go to something called as model here. Okay. And inside this, what I can actually do is I can bring in a couple of information. So I can bring in city. Oh, extremely sorry. I will click on this. Okay, I will say city. I will say state. I will say state. Where is this state? State. I will put, what I can say, region as well. Maybe C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, a region as well. So right now everything is being jumbled up. So which is not in a specific order. So first it need to be country, then it need to be region, then it need to be state, then it need to be city. I will explain this in a very beautiful manner. Okay. So this is your country, that is India. Inside this country, you have regions, that is North India, South India, East India, West India. Inside this, you have various states like Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala, something like this. And then you have, cities like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Maharashtra, Pune, and Mumbai, Pune, Goa, okay, Chennai, something like that. So you have cities. So this is the hierarchy. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? Yes or no? On the chat. So then after doing it, okay, after creating these kind of hierarchy, I have to click on something called as apply changes. Okay. So I can click on this particular thing called as apply changes. Then I will be able to see all this information. I will be able to see all this information here. Can you see that? Country, region, state, city. I can also reorder it as per my requirement. Okay. I can reorder it as per my requirement. So when I do any kind of reordering, the reordering will also happen here. So now I'm just going to go for this particular thing called as sales. Here in x-axis, I'm just going to put this hierarchy. Okay, here. How do I find this as hierarchy? Because this is having a different icon. Can you see that? This is having a different icon. Even date is also going to have a hierarchy. Okay, see here, date. Okay, order date hierarchy. Year, quarter, month, day. So you have this hierarchy. So similarly, what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to put my country here. Okay, so right now I have only one country called as USA. So what I can actually do is I can just drill it down. Ta-da! So I have USA, state, west, USA, USA, east, USA, central, USA, south. These are the regions. So if I'm going to drill it down again, one more level, okay, if I'm going to drill it down one more level, I will be able to see, okay, in United States, in West Coast, we have California. In East Coast, we have New York. In Central, we have Texas. In West Coast, we have Washington. Oh, how come it's in West? Washington is in East, right? I assume so. Or am I wrong? Pennsylvania, yes, it is on East. Okay. And Florida, yes, it is on South. So that's the reason you have it. Something like this. So you will be able to see something like this. Then you can also do a drill down, like inside California, how many cities we have, something like this. Okay, so we have United States in East Coast, okay, which is actually having a state called as United States. Inside United States, okay, we have a city called as New York City, something like this. Okay, similarly in in California, we have something called as Los Angeles. Hope you're able to see that. Okay, so all this information can be seen and basically can be drilled down. Okay, so there are two types of drill down. We, in our previous class, we have actually understood it. What is the difference between, okay, what is the difference between this particular thing, okay, and this particular thing. If I'm going to click on this, okay, it will show me United States and West. But if I'm going to click on this, okay, so it will jump from United States to region. So here also you are able to see region. Okay, if I'm going to click it again, it will come to states. Can you see that, states? If I'm going to click it again, we will be able to see the cities. Can you see that? Can you see that? So this is all about the hierarchy. Hope you are able to get it, and creating the hierarchy and using the hierarchy as well. So in our previous session, I hope I remember that we had also used country and states like this as well. Where is this? Country, where is country? Where is country? Okay, yes, this is country. Okay, and we have something called as states as well. State, something like this. Something like this. Okay, so wherein you can actually apply the drill down. So if I have only country or only states, this drill down will not come. Hope you are able to get it. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions on this? Do you have any questions on this, guys? Clear and clear? Clear and clear? We will be doing this particular thing. Can you take one more example? Yes, sir, we can do that. Okay, so let me remove this particular thing as of now. Okay, so if you see in our data, we have something called as category and subcategory. We have something called as category and subcategory. In a simple way, it's very, very similar to your bottles. Okay, so in bottles, okay, there are various types of categories. Okay, there are whiskey bottles, there are beer bottles, there are brandy bottles, right? And all these bottles are completely different, isn't it? Okay, so there you have categories, like you have beer bottles. Okay, and when it comes to beer bottles, okay, you have various types of beer bottles, like you have various brands. Okay, like it might be Kingfisher, it might be Bira, it might be any other beverage. So based on this, you may actually have a category, like category, subcategory, and product. Okay, you can create a kind of hierarchy here. Okay, hierarchical visualization. So I can use category, subcategory, and product name, all these three things into one hierarchy. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to click on this category. Where is this category? Here, right here. I'm just going to say create hierarchy. I'm just going to say create hierarchy. And then here, what I can actually do is I can create subparts, like I'm bringing what I can say, subcategories here, subcategories. I have subcategories. After subcategories, I'm going to put product name, something like this, product name, something like this. And I will say apply changes. Okay, so your manager, okay, can see one visualization. I repeat again, your manager can see one visualization and get different insights. Okay, I can get different insights. So right now you have it right here. Okay, I'm just going to drop in this category information right here. And right now I'm just going to have the sales information right here. Okay, so this can be very useful for your industry as well. So like you're saying which segment my sales, my bottle, or I'm actually selling my bottles. Okay, so you will be able to say, oh, in this particular segment you are selling the bottles in a very high volume or something like that, or high profitability or something like that. Okay, and you have this categories. Okay, then you have something called as subcategories. Okay, you have subcategories. Okay, then you have another subcategories. Can you see that? Another subcategories, something like this. Okay, or else you can do a pure hopping as well. Like you have category, you can just jump from category to subcategory. Okay, subcategory, and from subcategory you can just jump into this thing, product name as well. So even these kind of things can be done with your from your end. You can actually add it to legends as well, something like this. Okay, based on the category, you can basically choose in the information, or any other level you can actually choose in the information, wherein when you actually drill it down or don't drill it down. Okay, so all of them will be default to the category itself, the main parent category itself. Okay, so these kind of variations can be done. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Akash. Okay, hope you're clear on this particular part. So okay, thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for your comments. So this is all about the visualization, and I want to be very transparent with you guys. Okay, like this is a real-time experience that you might be also having. So you don't care, okay, what type of oil it is being used in your kitchen. People don't care what type of materials that you're using for cooking in the hotel. But what they require is a pleasant atmosphere, okay, a pleasant service, and a really good presentation, okay, and a delicious food. Similarly, for BI, visualization is very much important. The right type of color combination that you are using, the ability or the sense what you are able to get from the data. Number three, okay, the sleek and simple performance. That is, okay, if you are actually going to click on a slicer or something like that, or if you are going to apply any kind of filter or something like that, the dashboard need to be very quick and responsive, something like this. So these are some kind of key parameters that most of the laymen's are going to use to standardize a dashboard. Okay, so that's the reason I might not be using a really beautiful visualization, because this is a kind of tutorial, but you can basically play around with your organizational standards or something like this. I'm just giving you a small idea here. So yesterday, or sorry, extremely sorry, in our previous class, we had created stack bar chart, okay, column chart, and all these this thing along with 100% stack bar chart. So here, what we are going to do is we are just going to explore few of the visualization which are out here. Okay, I'm just going to create one line chart which we have created previously. I'm just going to put my sales out here. And secondly, I will also put my this thing as well, what I can say, date as well. I will put my order date here. Okay, so here I have my visualization, which I can actually drill it down to, okay, year and month as well, year and quarter as well. So right now it is year and quarter. I can actually drill it down to monthly as well, something like this. Adding to that, I can actually put profit into secondary tables as well, something like this. Okay, wherein if you are well aware with something called as Tableau, okay, in Tableau there is something called as dual axis chart. I don't know how many of you know Tableau, but this is very, very similar to the dual axis chart, which basically means you have sales value here, you have profit value here. This is of a different scale, and this is of a different scale. Okay, I think we have also not covered this in our previous class, isn't it? Okay, so similarly, if I want these two lines, okay, in a one single scale, so let's assume we have one scale and we have profit and we have sales in the same visualization. In that case, I can just bring this particular profit and put it out here. So this is the profit is at the bottom line. This is the dark blue line. The light blue line is the sales which is actually happening. Obviously, the sales value will be very, very high and the profit margin might be quite low. Okay. So you are able to see that particular difference. Can you see that? Okay. So these are some kind of things that you can actually play around with the line chart. Adding to that, I can actually use something called as area chart. So as soon as I click on this area chart, okay, you will be able to see, okay, the bottom area is being, okay, highlighted. Can you see that? The bottom area is being highlighted. Okay. So adding to that, you will be also able to see which are the ones which are below 0 or something like that, and all this information. So this is called as area chart. Adding to that, you also have something called a stacked area chart. Okay, you have something called a stacked area chart, wherein both of them are being stacked. Okay, can you see that? Even though it is called as 2000 and 14,000, or even though there is a large amount of difference, okay, both of them are being stacked into one, something like this. Okay, and adding to that, there is also a very beautiful line stack chart as well, something like this. Okay, you have your line chart. I'm just going to put my line into sales. Okay, something like this. So if your organization is actually asking, hey, how is my sales going on based on something, based on some values or something like that, you can actually show these kind of things. Okay, or else you can put your sales out here and profit out here. Okay, okay, sales out. Okay, just give me a minute. You can put your, just give me a minute. You can just put your profit. You can just put your profit out here. Okay, and you can put your sales out here. Okay, something like this. Adding to that, you can also put some categories as well. Okay, like these kind of things. Okay, which are the categories which are making me profit or something like that. You'll be able to break through these as well. Okay, so these are some kind of variations. I just explained you, okay, line chart. I just explained you something called as area chart, stacked area chart, and adding to that, I also explained you a stacked line chart as well. Okay, so right now I just want to ask you, do you have any questions here? Okay, can we apply the same on line chart? Okay, can we add one more axis? No, sir. See, Dhaneshwar, I completely understand. I think you were speaking about the line chart and the stacked line chart, isn't it? So what really happens is our mind is able to see only 3 to 4 dimensions, not more than that. So right now, okay, you have sales, you have date, 2 dimension. The third dimension is the profit. Can you see that? The profit. Okay, and the fourth dimension is the okay, the categories. Hope you're able to see that. Okay, you have 4 information. You have, this is actually a kind of 4-dimensional visualization. 4-dimensional visualization. What is going to be a 2-dimensional visualization? Like if you are going to only use sales and order, that is month, okay, date, that the date format, then it is going to be a 2-dimension. Okay, so there is nothing called as 1-dimensional chart, right? So there is the least amount of visualization that you can do is 2-dimension. People say that you can also use till, I repeat again, you can also use till 7 dimensions, 7 to 8 dimensions. Okay, so that can be really complicated for a human eyes to understand. Even though if I'm going to provide these kind of visualizations, you need to put lot of effort from your end. You have to put lot of effort from your end. See, whenever we build dashboard, okay, so we have one rule, that is whenever you build a dashboard, something like this, okay, people must not put effort to understand it. I repeat again. So if you're creating any kind of visualization, the manager of yours must not put efforts to understand it. Okay, what is this visualization, what they are speaking? So he must not put lot of time. So it need to be something like that. He need to just have a glimpse. I repeat again, he need to just have a glimpse, get the entire overview of the organization, something like this. Yes, Sunit, sorry.
Can
Yes,
we
Sunit.
have a second dimension? Secondary axis.
Secondary axis? Sorry, extremely sorry. This is not possible in this particular visualization. So, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the reason when you have a line chart, you have something called a secondary axis. Can you see that? Secondary. Okay, so here you don't have that particular thing, secondary axis. Okay, that's the reason. Okay, so adding to that, you also have something called as clustered column. So the same information you want to put it in a clustered way, something like this. Okay, wherein you have group of lines, okay, information which are being scattered out here. If you want that, you can also do that as well, okay, using this particular thing. Last but not the least, there is also something called as ribbon chart as well. Okay, so let me remove this particular thing. Okay, there is also something called as ribbon chart as well. So you can actually use this ribbon chart. People, this is very similar to something called as a Sankey chart. Okay, so if you want to see the process flow or something like that, these visualization can be helpful. But right now we don't have right data to visualize it, so that's the reason I'm not going to give much emphasis on this. And adding to that, people who are into sales or something like that, right now this is not a sales data. Okay, but if you have, if there are people who want sales funnel, like how many lead you got, because this is very much important in digital marketing domain. Like you got something like 1000 leads. Okay, out of those 1000 leads, okay, the conversion ratio was something like 5 or 10. Okay, which is very low, something like 0.05%. Okay, something like this. So these kind of sales channel analysis can be done using this. Okay, you have, I'm just going to use one of the option here. I'm just going to take category out here. Okay, I'm just putting this category out here. I'm just going to put sales out here. Okay, I'm just going to put sales out here. So let's assume this technology, furniture and office supply, okay, are your leads. So you got something like 1000 leads. Out of those 1000 leads, you have something like what I can say, 100 leads from which are being contacted. Out of those 1000 lead, 80 are in negotiation, and out of them, okay, something like 86 have been closed. So you have 100% lead, and out of which 86% of the leads are being closed. So this type of visualization can be also used. I think I also heard that we have few sales team as well out here. So that's the reason I just explained you, so that you can also use these visualizations as well. So adding to that, we also have scatter plots. Okay, scatter plots, as in these kind of information can be used by any people, and scatter plots are one of the most simplest plots, okay, which can be understood by anyone. Okay, so most of the statisticians tend to use this scatter plot, but I'm just going to give you a small understanding. So let's assume we are going to understand the profit. I repeat again, we are going to understand the profit, okay, and sales, profit and sales relationship. Okay, so I'm just going to say don't summarize for this. I will say don't summarize for this, and I'm also going to say don't summarize for this as well. Okay, so right now, if I'm not going to summarize this, okay, I repeat again, if I'm not going to summarize this, okay, this is going to be aggregated. This is going to be aggregated, and that's the reason we won't be able to see this particular visualization. Okay, this is a scatter plot. Okay, what is this scatter plot saying? Okay, most of the profit, I repeat again, most of the profit. Okay, let me make this a little bit big, then I will explain. Okay, most of the profit, okay, which are out here, okay, are being concentrated to 0 or near to 0. There are few of the products, okay, which are making something like 8%, 8,300 or 400% profit or something like that. But there are also few products which have actually made 4,000, a loss of something like 6,500 or 600, something like that. There is a quite of a range kind of thing. You will be able to identify the range. Adding to that, what was the sales amount? There was one particular sales which you have made. It costed something like 22,638 rupees, but you sold it at a loss. You sold it at a loss. Okay, something like this. So now what I can actually do is I can put some categories like product. I can put saying that, okay, okay, what is a product? So there will be different types of products. Just give me a minute. I think this is not populating the color. Yes, now we have it. Okay, so here now we have the this thing. There was a product called a Cisco Tele Presence System, something like that, which was very expensive, and which was being sold at a very high discount. Similarly, there was a product called as what I can say, Cube 3D printer, double head printer, something like that, which got sold for a very huge loss. And similarly, okay, there was something called as Canon Image Class 2200 advanced copier. Okay, it's a Xerox machine kind of thing, which was quite expensive, but along with that, it was also one of the most abruptly profit making product, something like this. You can also put some size as well, like, which sales value is the biggest. Based on that, okay, I want my bubble to be increased. Okay, so I can actually put this something like that, due to which the sales amount which is going to be high, okay, will be having a higher bubble. Okay, the sales amount which are going to be low, okay, which will be okay, of zero, something which will be near to zero or something like that. Hope you are able to see that most of the sales were being made in this particular region. Okay, so which basically said they were making profit, but they were making very tiny profit. There are only few products which were being, okay, sold at a very high region. Now you might be having a question, Sangamesh, can we increase and decrease the bubble size, because this is not looking nice? If you are saying that yes, it can be possible. What I can do is I can go to format your visuals. Okay, I can say size, size, something like this. I think my system is slow today. What happened? Hello, mic testing 1 2 3. Okay, that's wonderful. Oh yes, that's wonderful. So I can I can decrease the size. Okay, like I can make it 12 or something like that. Let me see. Okay, so I have these kind of options wherein I can actually increase or decrease the bubble size. Okay, so this is the visualization size. I can make this big as well. Let me make this big. I will say 15. Okay, I can make 15 and say yes. So no, I'm not able to see that particular thing. Okay, it's at the default. Yes, now it has been big, right? So similarly, similarly, I can basically now I have made it from -10 to +15. So that's the reason. Okay, the size of the visualization has been increased. So I can actually play around with these visuals. Okay, and I can change various things. Like I can put a zoom slider. Okay, so what is this zoom slider? That can be very much interesting, guys. It is a kind of a filter. Okay, wherein you can actually play around. I don't know why my system is little bit slow. Okay, so you can put some range, like I want sales between 2000, and I want bottom sales to be something like 5000. Okay, something like this. Okay, so 5000 or 10,000. So you can actually what I can say, put these kind of slicers here. Okay, similarly, I want to see only those profit which are between -5,000 and which are near to zero or something like that. You can actually see these kind of information as well. Basically, it's a kind of slicer which you can actually play around to see only one visual. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Any questions, guys? Any questions here? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions?
No
Okay.
question.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. I need some comments as well. Extremely sorry to ask you that. Okay. Similarly, you also have, pie chart as well. Okay. So pie chart, as in you can just click on this visualization. Okay. And then put only two parameters. One is legend and one is values. Like I have category information and then I have sales information, something like this. I have only two parameters. I'm able to see this particular thing. Okay. So wherein I have, what I can say, the value of it. Okay. That is 719,047.03. Okay. Which is 31%. Here it is 32%. And then for this particular region, it is 36%. Okay, so there are various types of flexibilities like, hey, Sangmesh, I want to see only the percentage. Hey, Sangmesh, I want to see these values inside this, pie chart or something like that. All these things are customizable. Okay, you have these options. Okay, so you have details. You have, see here, position outside, inside. See here, inside. Okay, now they are inside. So all these things can be changed here. So similarly, if you want only a data value, I don't want percentage as well, something like this, I can also do that. Or else if I want only percentage, I can also take only percentage as well, something like this. All these things are actually possible here. And adding to that, I can put some background as well. So right now I have these percentages. Okay, I can put some backgrounds as well. Like for example, I'm just going to put a gray color at the background. Just give me a minute. Oh, this is extremely sorry. I'm just going to make it as black. Okay, something like this. We have actually something called as background on. Okay, so here I have my background as well. Okay, I can put my display units as well. So if let's assume if it is going to be lakhs, crores or something like that, I can actually play around with that. Like I want millions, I want every information in millions, billions, something like this. So all these controls are actually available with you. So you can actually play around with this. Any visualization that you are seeing, all these things are 100% customizable. Okay, customizable as per your requirement. Okay, so let's assume you have your title. I'm just giving you a small ideas here. So let's assume you have your titles here. Okay, so right now you are able to see something called as sales by categories. So tomorrow you may actually have a filter or something like that. Based on this category also can be changed. Okay, so you have an option called as FX here. Okay, so wherein you can actually put some conditional formattings as well. Okay, so applying any kind of visualization or buttons or something like that. Okay, so right now you have something like sales by category, right? You can completely change it to sales by what I can say, subcategories or something like that, or sales by product or something like that. All these changes can be possible using this conditional formatting. Okay, so it conditional formatting take a lot of time. Okay, it may take something like 30 minutes to 1 hour. So that's the reason we are not going to try this, but if you want, you can actually explore that particular thing as well on your own. Okay, so these are some kind of options which are actually available with Power BI. Similarly, I just want to show you that we had created this what I can say, pie chart. We had created this pie chart. Similarly, this same pie chart can be converted into a donut chart, something like this. Same information, everything, but right now the presentation of that particular visualization is different. Okay, so why organization tend to choose a donut chart instead of a pie chart? Because most of the companies try to put a small card here, which basically say what is the total count or what is the profit amount which we are getting from this segment or something like that. For those kind of things, okay, most of the companies tend to use this donut chart. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Any questions? Any questions here? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Clean and clear, guys. Clean and clear. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Okay. So now you have created most of the things that is, you have understood to create most of the things that is um, line chart. Okay. Basically your funnel charts. Okay. Your scatter charts. Okay. Pie charts, donut charts, these kind of charts. Now we will understand one of the most interesting and one of the most dynamically used, okay, information. Okay, so this can be actually helpful for people who are either into sales or either into logistics. Okay, so who are basically trying to understand which specific region is actually giving my sales, and similarly which specific this thing, what I can say, area my demand is more. So wherein I can actually put my supply chain or something like that. Sometimes if your company has any kind of DCs or something like that, okay, you can also point out those DCs on maps as well. So these are my DCs, distribution centers. Okay, these are my what I can say, manufacturing units, something like this. All these things can be also possible in this area. Okay, so here what we will be discussing is majorly on these three charts. Okay, so that is map. There is something called as field map, and there is also something called as shape map as well. So all these three maps are completely different from each other. Okay, so we will understand these three types of maps, okay, in a very detailed fashion. Okay, so before that, I just want to click on one of the visualization. I'll just put this out here. Okay, so I'm just going to put my map here. Okay, so if you're able to see that, okay, so this is a bit different. So you have something like streets, you have some like bubbles, which actually speak about that this is actually a map, default map. Okay, and it has a couple of information like location, legend, latitude, longitude, bubble size. You can put the location information like I have something called as states. Okay, I can put in location, I can put this information called as states. Oh, extremely sorry, this is not the state. Okay, state. Yes, this is the state. I can put my information into something called as states, something like this. And then I can put this sales into this what I can say, bubble size, something like this. Okay, map field visuals disabled to enable. Oh, my maps has been disabled. I didn't know it. Let me enable it. Global. I will go to global. Where is global? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, D, P, R. It is in global itself, right? Options. I was right. Options. In options, we need to get global. Security. Okay, and inside the security, basic maps. Okay, use field maps visuals. Okay. Okay, that is it. I will say okay. I just need to restart my system. I mean, restart my Power BI. Just give me 1 minute, guys. So I'm just going to save this. I will call this as test. I'll call this as test, and I will just save this. Okay. So now option security. Now let me close this. Let me open this again. Oh, it is inside another dashboard. Okay, Pedro Power BI dashboard. Just give me 1 minute, guys. Let me have a check. So these kind of issues may be with you as well. So if you want to have a check on that, you can also do that for you, because whenever we have different types of versions, okay, so there are also some security changes which actually happen. So I think this might be the latest update. Okay, so let me have a check. So we have it. Yep, we have it as well. Okay, so so right now I have a visualization. Okay, I have a visualization which is having these bubbles. Okay, so what are these bubbles? So the region which are actually making the lowest amount of sales, okay, are being with the small bubbles. Okay, the cities which are actually making high amount of sales, those bubble size is big. Okay, hope you're able to see that. I will give you one of the example. So this area, which is called as Lucinia, okay, which is making up sales of something like 9,217. The bubble size is quite less. If you see this California, the sales is quite high. Similarly, if you see this New York, the sales is also quite high. Okay, that's the reason the bubble size is little bit bigger. Okay, hope you are able to get it. Now you might be saying, Sangamesh, bubble size can be changed. Yes, obviously it can be changed. I'm just going to go for formatting. Okay, I will go to map settings. Okay, I will say, oh, where is this bubble? Yes, bubble, extremely sorry, bubble. Okay, I can say increase my bubble size, decrease my bubble size, and all these things. All these things are actually available with you. Similarly, if you want to change the color, okay, like all the bubble size color can be changed. Now you might be scratching your head. Wow, wonderful. Can I change color for each city or each states? Like this is a different state. I want a different color for this. For this, I want a different color. How to do it? Very easy, very simple. What I can go is I can go to this visuals. I can go to legends and put this state into this legend, something like this. Wow, interesting. Sangesh, can I put 2 or 3 information here? Yes, you can do it. Just watch with me. So right now I'm putting state here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this category into legends. Extremely sorry. Now I'm just going to put my categories into legends. Now we have pie charts. For each location. And if you are going to hover on it, you have furniture, you have technology, and you have office. Can you see that? Interesting, isn't it? Interesting, isn't it? Okay. So you can also do various types of variations as well. Like you can do various types of variations as well. Like you can also put latitude and longitude as well. So like the location information, for example, you will be having, so you can just go to Google and say my location. Okay, my location. So you will be able to get, okay, you will be able to get one location ID coordinates. Okay, yes. So these kind of coordinates. So, oh, where is this coordinate? North, south coordinates. My coordinates, I will say my coordinates. I don't know. Find my coordinates. Let's see. Find my coordinates. Something like this. Latitude and longitude information. So if you have these coordinates, okay, you can give these coordinates details into this this thing, what I can say, information, but make sure that this need to be only a column, not a measure. You cannot insert a measure. You can only insert a column here. Okay, like a relationship data, you have a column called as latitude, you have a column called as longitude. Only those things can be used here. Hope you are clear on this particular part. And there are also some problems as well. Okay, because all of the information that you are going to feed in will be shared to Microsoft Blink. Okay, like it's very, very similar to your Google Maps. Okay, so all of them will be shared to Microsoft Blink. And here there is a small problem. Okay, what is the problem? The problem is, for example, I will just give you one of the example. Okay, and this is the kind of issue which is actually available with Power BI, and there is no solution as well. Okay, so let's do something like this. Let me take the city and put it into location. Be with me, guys, be with me. I'm just going to do change this state with city. Okay, so if you are able to see this, okay, if you are able to see this in a very detailed aspect, okay, so this is your US. Okay, and adding to that, there are also a couple of outliers which are actually available. There is a city called as Toledo. There is a city called as Athens. There is a city called as Odessa. Okay, so there is also a city called as Orange. Okay, so these are the cities which are actually available in UK. I repeat again, these are the cities which are available in UK as well as in US as well. Hope you are able to get it. And there is a basic logic. If you are able to read the history and all, you will be able to find that most of the people origins, okay, are from this same city. So to have a relevance kind of thing, they kept the same name. Like, for example, you have something called as Bethlehem, okay, which is available in Israel. Okay, similarly, the same name has been also used in a city called as Bethlehem in US as well. Okay, so these kind of outliers are actually available. So that's the reason. Please make sure to use the latitude and the longitude information maximally, okay, majorly, okay, and try to use these what I can say, these information very limitedly. Or if you are very much thorough on the location names, okay, you can actually use it. Okay, so adding to that, there are also complications like, you have Bombay and Mumbai. Both are same, I know, both are same, but being called differently. Kolkata and Kolkata, Bengaluru and Bangalore. So these are some kind of hiccups, like Madras and Chennai. These kind of hiccups that Power BI is not meant to handle. So that's the reason you need some kind of what I can say, assistance. I'm just going to give you some of the disadvantages of Power BI in location information and the little bit of basic background how you can actually fix these kind of things. But Power BI is little bit intelligent in one area. Power BI is little bit intelligent in one area. What I mean is, if you are able to inform Power BI saying that, you have something called as Toledo, right? So if you are able to concatenate it with the parent name, like I will do it right now here. Okay, I can create a small column. Okay, a calculated column. I will say new column here. Okay, so here what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to concatenate, okay, two columns. So here what I'm actually going to do is I will say location. I will call this as location. I will write a quick DAX here. So what I'm going to do is I will say concatenate. What happened? Concatenate. Yes, I will say concatenate. Here I will put a state name. I will say state, S-T-A-T-E, state. Okay, this particular thing. Okay, then I will say and comma, something like this, and then I will put a comma. Okay, and then I will put another information. I will say city, C-I-T-Y, city. Okay, information, something like this. Let me put something like this. First it will be city, then it will be state. Okay. Okay, state. I will put a state. A-S-T-A-T-E. State, something like this. Okay, I'll put something like this. I will say location. Okay, so now if you are able to see, this visualization, now it is having a lot of outliers. Okay, now let me help you how I'm going to fix this. So I have a calculated column called as location information. I'm just going to put this out here. And now if I'm going to see this information, all the outliers are being eliminated. So in a simple way, Power BI, okay, is able to understand and address like, okay, city and a state. Okay, a city and a state. But if I'm going to make it really complicated, like 6th Street, Wall Street Avenue, Wall Street Avenue, South Mumbai, okay, Mumbai. In that case, Power BI can be completely confused. Power BI can actually identify, okay, what I can say, location information, okay, something like this, which have two names. But if it contains multiple information, Power BI can get really confused. And Power BI don't have that capability to pinpoint these locations as well. So that's the reason. These are some kind of tricks and tips that you can actually use when you have difficulty in address, okay, and showing it. But majorly, it's my small request, try to map all the locations using latitude and longitude to be very specific and to be very pinpoint. I'm just giving you a small process. It can be quite a tedious task for you, I know, but I'm just giving you a small idea here. Okay, hope you're clear on this particular part. How about others? I think I have 2 questions or 2 comments. Okay, if we need only country map, then how can? Yes, just change this particular thing, that what I can say, this location information, and put country. Okay, unfortunately we have only one country, that is USA. That's the reason you will be having only one information or one specific dot. It can be changed, sir. Okay, for example, if you want state, if you want country, all these things can be changed. But unfortunately, if you have information like north, south, east, west, which cannot be mapped, okay, because today here you are in Maharashtra, and in Maharashtra, on your top you have what I can say, Madhya Pradesh, and on your south you have Karnataka. But for me, I'm in Karnataka, and for me Maharashtra is at north, and Chennai is at south, and at east I have my Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. So here what will actually happen is mapping can be different for different people. So that's the reason this location like region information cannot be pumped into these information. Hope you're able to get it. Clear and clear. Just give me a confirmation on the chat, guys. Just give me a confirmation on the chat. I'm waiting for your reply. I got one information. How about others? We have 14 people here. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So these are some of the information. So here we have created something called as map, something called as a simple map. It's actually called as simple map. Okay. Similarly, you have something called as field map. So if you see this field map, you don't have location, you don't have a bubble information. Okay, so this is a different type of chart. I repeat again, this is a different type of chart. Let me explain you how. I'm just going to put my location information here in this location. Okay, I'm just going to put it out here, something like this. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to put legends. Okay, where is this legends? Where is this legends? Where is this legends? I'll put this location here itself in legends. That's wonderful. Something like this. Okay. So now you might be scratching your head and saying, hey, Sangamesh, what is this? I'm not able to see any information here. You may say, I'm not seeing any information here. But if I'm going to zoom this, I'm able to see the location information. So these are some cities. So this is the city. Okay. This is a city called as Brackfield, Bakersfield. This is San Diego. Okay. This is Los Angeles. Okay. So adding to that, you have another city called as La Cuenta in California. Okay. Here you have another city called as Barbara, something like this. Okay. So these kind of information. Now you might be saying, Sangamesh, I'm not satisfied. Can we change it to a state? Yes, we can change it to a state. Okay, I'm just going to remove this particular part and put my state information here. So if I'm going to put a state information here, so right now I will be having all the state information with different colors. Where is this? I will put this state here itself. Okay, state information here itself. Okay. So right now I will be able to see all the state color with the different colors. See here. Something like this. Here I can put a tooltip. Here I can put a tooltip. I can put sales here. If I'm going to hover here, I will be able to see the sales information. Hope you are able to get it. Hope you are able to get it. Okay. Previously, you used to visualize all the things in a bubble, but here you are able to see, all the things in a different color, in a different legends. And adding to that, you will be able to see all the information by when you are actually going to hover on it. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Just give me a confirmation. Just give me a confirmation on the chat. So now you have learned two types of maps. Okay, now you have learned two types of maps. People might be having few of the questions like, Sangamesh, everything is good, everything is nice, but can I change these maps? I don't like these maps. I don't like these colors. Like, can I make it a satellite view kind of thing? Is there any possibility? You might be having those kind of crazy ideas, isn't it? Okay. So yes, it is 100% possible. I repeat again, yes, it is 100% possible. Okay, to change all of the information into different colors. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this location information like this. Okay, so now what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to go to something called as format. See here, I'm just going to go for something called as format. I'm going to go for map settings. Oh, extremely sorry, map settings. Here the style is road, which basically means if I'm going to hover or zoom this particular thing, okay, the map, I'm able to see all the roads out here. Can you see that? I'm able to see all the roads out here. Okay, can you see? So this is very, very similar to your Google Maps, isn't it? Okay, Google Maps, isn't it? So now what you can actually do is I can just change it to a different thing. Like I want it to be an aerial scale, something like this. Okay, when I'm just going to change it to aerial, why it is not changing? I don't know. Okay, I told aerial now. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Okay, so I have aerial view now. So if I'm going to zoom this, I have the aerial effect. That is the satellite view. So hope you're able to see that. See here. See here. This is a satellite view of, I think, Los Angeles or San Diego. I'm not really sure about this. See here. See here. Okay, can you see that? Satellite view. Okay, and adding to that, I can actually change this particular thing to a dark map as well, something like this. I think it is taking a bit of time to load it, something like this. See here, something like this. or else I can also use light or grayscale or something like that. Light, dark. Oh, we have dark, right? So this is your light and this is your grayscale. Similarly, you have a couple of options which you have. You can actually experiment those things when you are actually available and when you are actually free. And adding to that, you also have controls. So you have something called as auto zoom, which basically mean if I'm going to change it to any other level, okay, the things will be auto zoomed. Okay, it will be zoomed to USA itself. If I'm going to put this auto zoom as off, okay, so I can, if I'm going to view this, okay, it will be that set itself. I mean, if I'm, there won't be auto zoom capability. Okay, adding to that, you can also provide a zoom button as well. Okay, like just give me a minute, like a zoom button like this. Okay, so there will be a button which will be coming here. Yes, right here. Okay, okay, rather than using this what I can say, scroll button which is in your mouse, you can actually use this click which are actually available, something like this. Okay, similarly lasso button is also available. Okay. Just give me a minute. Lasso button, which basically means I want to, for example, I want to see only this specific region or highlight this specific region. Okay, only these will be highlighted and on all these variables won't be highlighted. Yes, Nitin. Do you have any questions, Nitin? That's absolutely fine. Okay. So this is the lasso button is normally used for highlighting things. For example, let's assume there is a specific region where sales was really down or something like that, and your manager, he will come and he will just have a dashboard view. And most of the senior managers tend to provide hardly 2 to 3 minutes to see the dashboard. They will just come, they will see, oh, what is it, and they will go. So if you want to highlight some specific issues, you can use this lasso button and highlight those informative things. Okay, like right now, I'm just highlighting only these regions. So that's the reason these are being populated. Okay, these are being populated compared to these regions. Can you see that? These regions, this is not highlighted. Can you see that? Los Angeles is not being highlighted. But if you see this, these regions are being highlighted. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? Are you clear on this particular part, guys? Are you clear on this particular part? I'm waiting for your comments, guys. I'm desperately waiting for your comments. Do you have any questions, guys? Do you have any questions? Okay. So these are some of the tools and techniques that you can actually use for this thing. And adding to that, you also have something like a shape map as well. Okay, so this is very crazy map. Okay, which basically mean that just give me a minute, which basically mean that you can actually oh, just give me a minute. Yep. Which basically mean you can actually show gradients in the color. Okay, color. Okay, we have the sales, but I don't know why the sales is not populated. I think the visualization is, I think my system is bit off balance or something like, oh, it's working. Extremely sorry, it's working. Okay, so it's working. So what it will do is it will provide you the gradient. Okay, the areas which are which are actually making high amount of sales, the color will be dark, and the areas which are making less sales, the color will be less, something like this. Okay, I'm just giving you some rough idea before it get loaded. So it is getting loaded. I will just remove this particular color legend. Okay, so it will create the gradients. Okay, so this is all about the maps. I think it is getting loaded. Okay, so what we will do is we will take a small 5 or 10 minutes break. How much you want? You want 5 minutes break or 10 minutes break? Okay. Okay, extremely sorry. I have some questions here. Extremely sorry, guys. I think I have couple of, I think 3 to 4. Can we share the criteria for highlighting? Can we share the, Nitin, I'm not clear on your questions. Can you elaborate it? Can you please repeat how to create hierarchy? Dhyanendra, can we do it again at the last? Okay. I will address you. No worries. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for asking these questions. Okay. May I make the criteria say where sales is lower than a benchmark? Yes, you can do that, sir. Yes, you can do that. Needs to be highlighted using lasso option. Those kind of things. You can put it on legends. You can put it on legends like high, medium, low, or something like that. Okay. But applying it in legends and highlighting it can be quite difficult, because let's assume your most of your sales else, but why would I use lasso in business situation? So lasso is actually useful, as I've told you. For example, one specific region is making high amount of sales, or one specific region is making least amount of sales. You can highlight any specific part, like, okay, look at the South India, look at the North India, look at the East India, something like that, to highlight a specific region or a specific location, or else a specific location. For example, I will just give you one business scenario, Nitin. Okay, let's assume you are in Maharashtra, okay, and you might, let's assume, I don't know whether you have DC units or not, but let's assume you have a specific DC, okay, and the inventory cost for that particular DC is very, very high. Okay, maybe it might be in a prime location like Hiranandani Powai, or South Mumbai, or something like that. Okay, so what will actually happen is your manager will come and he will just look at that particular dashboard and he will say, everything is nice, okay, we chala changli, and he will go. So what will actually happen here is, for your manager to highlight one specific issue, okay, so which cannot be conveyed on a regular dashboard. So you can just specify that particular region. So when he actually see that location, he will say, why this is have been highlighted. Then he will move his cursor. Then he will say, oh, I'm able to see that, okay, this specific region's inventory cost is very, very high. Okay, then he will take some certain business decisions like, oh, I need to relocate to any other place, okay, like, Bhivandi or Vasar, Thane, or these kind of these kind of outskirts of Mumbai, where the inventory cost is a little bit less, something like this. Hope you're able to get it. Nitin, I hope I have answered your question, isn't it? Okay, that's it, guys. Okay, so that's it. So what we will do is we will take a small break, okay, and we will catch up at when we will catch up. Okay, 5 minutes or 10 minutes. We used to take something like 10 minutes break, right? I don't remember exactly. It's timer. 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes. I'm extremely sorry, guys. I have a bad memory. Okay. Leave. So we have a 15-minute break. Okay, we will catch up soon. Okay. Okay, guys. You can take a break. Hey, hello guys. Just give me a confirmation if you are back. Hello. So I got one response. How about others? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, guys, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me bring my Power BI. I think my system has been stuck or something like that. Just give me a minute. Unfortunately, I think my system has been stuck, guys. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, my Power BI is stuck. Mhm. Let me restart my Power BI. Let me close this.
Okay.
Control delete. Task manager. Okay. Okay. Don't save. Okay, guys, I'm extremely sorry. We need to open Power BI again. I think we have our Power BI, right? Which is in the folder called as Pedro. Yes, that's the one. Okay, so okay, so we have another question from this thing. Can you show that how to create hierarchy? I will share my screen. Sure, Vijay, you can do that. Let me stop sharing my screen. I think it's going to take a bit of time. Yes, Vijay Sawant, right? Yes. So, yes, you have to click the three dots which are out here. Okay, just give me, that's those three, create hierarchy. That's beautiful. Okay. After creating a hierarchy, you can also click the same three dots. There is something called as add hierarchy as well. So the can you click there? So there you have add hierarchy. So you will get on the top, no worries. So you can click on data model. Okay, no worries. Okay, you can click on the data model. Okay, which is at your extreme left hand side. Okay, that's the one. Extreme left, so extreme left. Extreme left. Extreme left, extreme left, extreme left, left, left. Ji, data model. The third one. Yes, that's the one. Yes, that's the one. Thank you very much. Okay. So here you can click on hierarchy. You can click on, if you are able to see at the extreme right hand side, you can click on the extreme right hand side. Click on hierarchy. That's the one. Beautiful. Click on it. Click on it. Please click on it. Okay. After clicking on it, okay, I can take access of your system, request remote control. Can I take access of your system? Okay. So here, what I was actually speaking about is you can just click on this hierarchy. Okay. After clicking on this hierarchy, you will be able to just scroll down. Okay. You will be able to see this hierarchy levels. Okay. You can just add the hierarchy whichever you require. Okay. Can you do that for me? Can you click on country region hierarchy? Can you click on country region hierarchy? Vijay? Hope I'm audible. Yes, you can scroll down. Not that one. Yes, that's the one. Beautiful. Say hierarchy. Upper. Yes, that's the one. You can put region, you can put state, city, anything. You can put another hierarchy as well. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, you haven't applied it, unfortunately. See, that's the reason. State, city, a region. Yes, that's the one. Yes, that's the one. G. Reorder it. Reorder it. Beautiful. Can you click on apply change? Beautiful. You're done with it. Can you have a check on the hierarchy? Can you click? No, sir, you can actually click here in this particular arrow right here. Okay. So you will be able to see all the hierarchies which are actually available here. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Yes. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? I'm there to help you out. I'm there to help you out. So I think I have opened my Power BI. Yes, I do have my Power BI. So it's showing my old this thing as well. So let me, I don't want to, so right now it is asking me whether do you want to recover the previous dashboard? I'm just saying, no, I don't want to recover my previous dashboard. Okay. I'm just going to delete this as well. Okay. So now we have majorly understood, okay, these top parts. Okay. So these top parts. Okay. Isn't it? Okay. And adding to that, we also have something called as Azure based maps as well, which we can actually use. We have KPI charts as well. So we will be discussing majorly on KPI from now. Okay. So I will explain this KPI. I will explain these slicers and visualizations as well. And we will end this particular session. And after that, that is the next session, we will be discussing about R and Python integration on Power BI and everything. We will be also discussing about the key influencer plots. So these are the key influencer plots by today. Okay. So first half, we will be discussing about the KPIs. Then the second half, we will be discussing about the Q&A part. Okay. So now what I was actually doing is I was basically teaching you the visualization. Number one, bar, line, okay, pie charts, donut charts, and all these things you have learned. Or adding to that, you have also learned how to use a map in a Power BI. Now you are going to understand, because previously we had actually used lots of cards, okay, to visualize measures and all. We have used lots of cards, isn't it? So that's the reason I'm just going to dump this particular card as well. But card is also a very beautiful visualization wherein you can actually put any kind of values. Like if you want to see the sales total, you can actually put the sales value. You also have an option to basically change the color. For example, if you want to make it bold, okay, yes, you can make it bold. If you want to change the color from black to green, light blue or something like that, you can also do that. Okay, so all these controls are actually available. You can say wrap the text, don't wrap the text. Okay, category label and all these things. If you want a category label like sales label, if you want to remove the sales, you can also do that as well. See here. So all the controls are actually available here. Okay, all these controls are actually available here. Okay, so I'm not going to teach this particular cards right now, but there is something called as multi-row card, which is something which is very much essential. Okay, so right now I have something called as multi-row card. Okay, so in what you used to do, what you used to do in sales, you used to put only one visual. Like I will put another card as well. What used to happen is in card you used to put only one variable like sales. So if I want, okay, to visualize sales along with category, sales along with category. For example, if I cannot bring this category and put it out here, agree with me, I cannot do that. So that is one reason we have, that is one reason we have something called as multi-row cards. What this multi-row card will do? Okay, multi-row card will take, I repeat again, multi-row card will take two variables, something like this, and put every information in the order, something like this. So here the furniture sales value is 7,41,999. Office supplies is 7,19,047, something like this. Similarly, if you have another variable, like if you want to put profit as well along with sales, you can also do that. See here, profit sales, something like this. Similarly, if you also want to put any other information like how much discount you have provided, okay, you can also add discount information as well. So this is something which are quite essential for visualization. You can provide multiple information, so that's the reason it is called as multi-row card. So these are rows. Furniture is a row, office supplies is a row, technology is a row. Hope you're able to get it. When to use a card and when to use a multi-row card. When to use a card and when to use a multi-row card. Are you clear on this particular part, guys? Are you clear on this particular part? Are you clear on this particular part? Hemandas is saying yes. How about others? Praveen, Sanjay, Kulkarni, Ashwin Sharma, Rathod, Vivek, Praveen, Anmol, Akash. How about others? Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for your comment. Okay, so now we have this information. I'm just going to put this information right here. I'm not going to this thing. And now we have another information. That is, see, if you're able to see this in a very detailed aspect, you also have something called as table, and along with that, you also have something called as matrix. So table is also going to provide the same information. For example, I'm just going to put all the information which are available in furniture. Okay, I'm just going to put, I'm just going to put the same information which is available in the multi-row card. In the same information will be provided in this particular table as well. So just have a check. Here. Okay, I'm just going to put this thing. What I can say, sales. Okay, I will put profit. I will also put oh, extremely sorry, it is sales, not state. I'll put this sales as well, and adding to that I will also put discount as well. Where is this discount as well? You see, something like this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this category. Okay, so now if you are able to see this, the same information has been provided in a tabular format. The same information is provided in a tabular format. So we can see few things here and there, like first it was sales, then it was profit, and then it was discount. But here first it is profit, then it is sales, and then it is discount, something like this. A very tiny change, but most of the values are actually matching. These are some ways to represent the data. Okay, so adding to that, you also have something called as table, But here you have an, control that what you want to keep it as a row and what you want to keep it as a column. Okay, so saying that I want categories to be in columns, something like this. I want categories in columns. I want what is it, sales in value, something like this. Okay, something like this. Okay, adding to that, I want a profit to be in values as well, seeing something like this. Okay, something like this. Sales and profit, something like this. Hope you are able to get it. And in rows, nothing is there in rows. That's the reason rows is blank. Isn't it interesting? So you have that particular control. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create another visualization, okay, which will be majorly on, okay, on this specific KPI and this specific GOR chart. So I know, I heard that people are from sales here. So that's the reason I just want to take a few examples from sales itself. Most of the sales team get a target, monthly target, yearly target, quarterly targets. Okay. And okay, so the manager will come and he will say, hey salesperson, this is your sales target for this particular month. And what people do is they don't have that particular knowledge of what is a sales target, what they have, even though if you have told them, even though if you have mailed them, so they tend to forget things, and they may achieve it, they may overachieve it, they may even underachieve it. Okay, so here you have an option, to actually have a check on that. Here you have an option to have a check on that. I will give you one small example here. So let's assume, okay, I'm just going to take this GOR chart here. Okay, I have a couple of options here. One option is the value, one is called as minimum value, one is called as maximum value, and third is called as target. Fourth is called as target. So what is actually being presented here is I can provide sales information, okay, in value. Just give me a minute. Okay, sales information in value. Right now it is showing me 2.30 millions. It is starting from 0 and the ending it as something like 4.59. Right now it is default. Okay, so let's assume your target was, I repeat again, let's assume your target was 2.5 millions. You planned to do it for 2.5 millions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a small measure. Okay, I will create a small measure and I will call this measure. Where is this measure? I will call this as measure as sales target. You can provide a list as well with a slicer as well. So there are various options. I'm just going to use a measure here. I'm just going to say sales target. I will say 25 million. So 2.5 millions, right? So right now it is how much? 25,000, 250,000 and another 10. Okay. So now we have 2.5 millions as a target. Now I'm putting this sales target into here. I'm putting this sales target into this particular place here. So if you're able to see, there is a small line which you are able to see here. Right now it has been rounded off for 3 millions. Okay. But you are able to see that there is a line and it is also providing you a small difference, how much it need to be achieved. You can also convert it into a percentage and you can actually provide it into a percentage as well. How much percentage? Okay. From 0 to 100, what is a percentage right now? How much you have achieved it? So there are multiple ways, I repeat again, there are multiple ways to use a GOR chart, okay? Because I repeat again, sometimes to visualize this particular target, I repeat again, to visualize this particular target can be a little bit tricky because sometimes, okay, the visual might be really small. Okay. And here, okay, understanding what is your target, what is your difference between the target and all can be completely different. Okay, can be completely different. So here, if I'm going to see, okay, like this, okay, I can see that there is no difference between the target and the sales value. Both are almost same. But if I'm going to zoom it out, okay, I can see there is a good amount of difference between the target and the sales. I'm just giving you a small rough idea here how things are actually going to be. So you can actually use these GOR chart to understand this thing, what I can say. Where are you right now? Okay, so this is one of the KPIs that you can actually use. GOR chart is one of the KPIs which can be used to understand where are you right now. Okay, and adding to that, there are also something called as KPIs as well. So even though these are also some beautiful cards, okay, so these are some basics cards. You can actually get some beautiful cards as well in marketplace that I will be discussing in our future class. Okay, so here we have this particular cards. Okay, you have three information. One is value. I'm just going to put the sales value out here in value. Okay, I have something called as trend access as well. Trend access, I can put order or sale, something like this. Okay, and adding to that, I also have something called as trend as well. So I can put something called as trend as well. So I can put the sales as well into the trend. Okay, now here I'm able to see that. So this, right now it is a daily sales. So that's the reason it is providing the daily difference. Right now it is providing the daily difference. Okay, so I'm just going to say date hierarchy. Okay, I'm just going to see everything now in yearly difference. Yes, now it is in yearly difference. So here you are able to see that last year and this year, what is the change? Okay, so the background is the sales trend. Okay, and this particular thing right now we haven't kept any kind of goal, so we have kept the sales as our goal. So that's the reason. If you want, you can actually put targets as well. Like my target was, just give me a minute, my target sales target was something like, okay, something like 3 millions or 2.5 million. That was my goal, but we have not achieved it. Okay, so we are something like 70% down, something like that. So you can actually show these information as well. Okay, so these are some cards which can be also used for the visualization. Okay, hope you are clear on this particular part, guys. If you have any questions, do let me know. Any questions? Oh, I have 4.
Hello, Sangavish.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so our team has a query regarding the target. How
Yes,
you
sir.
have made that target?
So which target, sir? You are speaking about the GOR chart?
Yes.
No worries. Okay, so here I'm just going to click on this GOR chart. Okay, so here in values, I have put my sales value. Hope you're able to see that. And in sales, I've just taken a random target. So let's assume that right now you have 2.3 millions. Right now, that is your sales. I've just increased 20,000, $200, dollars more. So that's the reason. Okay, so you have something like 2 millions, $500 as your target. Okay, and I have just incorporated that particular target in target value. That's the only thing what I have done, nothing else. Akash, clear on it? I think I have a couple of questions here as well. I haven't seen that. Can you show how to create target? Okay, so nothing, it's very, very simple. I have just created a small tax. How to draw target line? No worries. Okay, no worries. I'm just going to help you out. Okay, so now I don't have anything. Okay, now I don't have anything. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this as well. Delete from the model. Okay, so I don't have anything. Do you agree with me? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say new measure. I'm just going to say new measure. Okay, and here in new measure, what I'm going to do is I can name anything. I can create any measure. I'm just going to say sales target, TAR target is equal to, let me say my sales target was something like 500. 500 was my sales target. Okay, please look at this particular thing. I have sales target as 500. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the sales target and put it into target value. Can you see that? I have this particular line. So I can actually increase my sales target as well. I will say 1,500, something like this. So now this blue color line will actually go up a little bit. Okay, see here, something like this. I can make this as 1,500 as well. Oh, sorry, 15,000 as well. See here. It will just increase a bit. Okay, so I can make this as 1,50,000 as well. I'm just playing around with the numbers. Hope you're able to get it. Hope you're able to get it. Are you clear on this particular part, sir? Vijay, okay, yes, Vijay, you can do that. Okay, Vijay. Yes, you have it. You have that line, 25,000. Yes, yes, you have it, right? Beautiful. The scope of it has been increased and decreased, right? So that's the reason we have it, that particular thing. So
Sangamesh,
yes,
actually, you can see this line one is not moving, means up and down, like means target value.
okay. So I'll just want to explain you. Okay. So right now you have it as 2,50,000, right? So can you add 1 0 there? Only 1 0. Only 1 0. Okay, and say enter. Okay. So I think you have provided minimum value, right? Just have a check on that. हाँ, you have put a minimum value into sales target. वहां पे निकालना चाहिए आपको, निकालिए उसको. Hope you are able to get it. So see,
Yes, thank
what
you.
you have done is you have told the minimum and maximum value. So that was the only small issue. Okay, now I think you have got it right. Clear and clear, Vijay? Clear and clear? Clear and clear, guys. Okay, if you are clear, please stop sharing your screen so that we can proceed.
No query is there. Like here in this case, we have the 4.59 is coming by a default 4.59 million because we have not defined the maximum there.
Yes,
maximum value. If I change that maximum value to say 7 million, then my chart will start looking differently. But I can put up some value there. Can you show it once there?
sure, sir. Can I
And that's
take
here the maximum value.
yes. Can I take access of your system, Vijay, sir? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so now what we will do is we will create a small measure. Okay, can you click on measure? Okay, so now I will say max value. Okay, so we have this max value. Inside this max value, I can put any variable like this is 70,000. Okay, 700. Okay, and 7 million. Okay, I assume so. Let me see. 1 2 3 and 1 2 3. Okay, I assume so. This is the right one. Okay, so I'm just going to put this max value and put it out here. That's it. Isn't it so easy? Isn't it?
Can we use this as a speedometer chart? Like wherever we are on target,
I'm extremely sorry, sir. I mean, your voice is not audible. You can you be a little bit closer to the mic?
So can we visualize this chart as a speedometer? So for example, we have minimum value, we have maximum value, and we will have certain targets where we will have our targets as red, yellow, green. And according to whatever results come in, the indicator will show we are on green or we are on red.
Yes, sir, that can be done. So you have controls in format. Okay, so where we can actually change the color of the line, change all these things. Okay, you can actually remove the value as well. You can remove the value as well, so that you know, all of them will be only the target will be visible, something like that. You can change the target lines color as well. So there are much more things that can be actually changed. Okay, adding to that, Vijay sir, I just want to take control of your system. Okay, here you have something called as 3 dots here. Can you see that? You have something called as get more visuals. Can you see that? So I agree. It is not available with every single person who are actually available in this class. But Vijay Sawant is one specific person who is actually having access to service. So that's the reason he is actually having this particular option called as get more visuals. He can just click on this get more visuals. Okay, as soon as he going to click on get more visuals, okay, there is a pop-up which will actually appear. Okay, so here he has lot of type of this thing, what I can say, options. Okay, so here you can actually you can actually go for something called as KPI. So there are various types of KPI visualizations. So one of the visualization that you are speaking, that is the speedometer kind of thing, it can be also possible like this by using this particular visuals. Hope you are able to get it. I mean, I think I have answered your question, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just you know, showing you this particular thing because I was actually planning to show you this in our next class, but you know, as there was a question that I'm just showing you. I'll actually help you how to use these kind of visualization in our Power BI as well. But before that, I want everyone to have Power BI license. Okay, that's the reason. Okay, we will be discussing about this in a very detailed aspect. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any questions, guys? Any questions?
Any questions?
Any questions? No, right? Thank
No
you
question.
very much for asking these questions. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay. So, yes, Vijay, you can stop sharing your screen. Thank you very much for providing us the access. Okay. Thank you very much. So now, let me share my screen again. Okay. So now there can be there can be various types of variations, and GOR chart is little bit limited kind of thing. And most of the people don't like to use GOR chart because we have good amount of visualizations which are actually available in Power BI service. Okay, that is get more right now. Okay, if I'm going to click here, okay, I will be able to get this get more as well. So, but it will ask my email ID. Okay, but right now I don't have it right now. So that's the reason I'm not going to use it. Okay, so many people who are actually trying to access Power BI, okay, also might be having this same issue, isn't it? Isn't it? Okay, that's the reason we will be discussing about this. Okay, when you get the authorized license, okay, we will be also exploring this area as well. Okay, so now what I was actually speaking about was into Power BI dashboarding. Okay, so wherein we have learned various things, that is KPI cards, okay, multi-row cards, and tables and matrix, all these things. But one of the most interesting things, there are two most interesting things which you have to learn. One is called as slicers. I repeat again, slicers. Okay. And second is called as filters. Second is called as filters. Slicers as well as filters are interchangeable, which basically means there are many people who tend to say filter and slicer each other. Okay. So, but these are completely two different tasks. Okay. Two different things. Okay. The reason why I'm actually saying you is, okay, for example, if I'm going to put one slicer here, okay, one slicer here, and here I have a slicer. Okay. I don't know what this slicer is going to do, but I'm just going to put region into this particular slicer. Please be with me. Please be with me. I will be explaining you what is this. Okay. Please be with me. Region. Where is this region? Region. I'm not able to get it. REGION. I have this region. I will put this region here. Okay. So now what I'm actually going to do is I have something like 4 types of region. Now I have my dashboard. Now I have my dashboard. Okay. So now if I want to see, I repeat again, if I want to see only central, I repeat again, I want to see only central's information, how much, sales has been targeted, how much sales has been generated from, what I can say, central region. Okay. And what is it? Okay. And adding to that, you can also see the furniture information, how much furniture it has been generating from this particular office technology. Okay. All the data has been customized for only central. Similarly, I can click on east. Now all the visualization, what you are able to see will be customized only for east. Similarly, south, and similarly west. Similarly, west. Now you might be scratching here. Hey, Sangmesh, I don't want this. Can I do multi-select? Can I do multi-select? Yes, you can do it. What I can actually do is I can use my control button in my in my keyboard. I can click on control button CLTR, then click on south, then click on east, then click on central. I'll be able to multi-select the variables. Okay. So if I repeat again, if I'm going to publish this dashboard, I'm just going to publish this dashboard in server. There is no control mechanism. So there is no necessity to use control button on your system. Okay. You can just do multi-selects as well. Now you might be saying, Sangamesh, okay, good. Can you add select all here? Can I have it? I will say, yes, it is possible. Yes, it is possible. I have something called as select all, SELECT, select all options as well. If I'm going to say select, I will get an option called as select all, which is going to select all the variables, or else I can actually use these single variables as well. I also have an option called a single select. Okay, I will also have an option called a single select, which basically means I cannot do multi-select. I cannot do multi-select. I can only choose one. The control button will not work here now. The control button will not work here. There is only single select. So you can also provide something like this. So these are some kind of variations that you can actually, have in Power BI. So if you want this multi-select control option to be disabled, you can also do that as well. Okay. You can also do that. See here. Okay. So I'm just clicking it as per my requirement. Can you see that? So these are the options that are available with Power BI. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Do you have any questions on slicer? Because after this, we will be discussing on something called as slicer and filter. What is the difference between a slicer and what is the difference between a filter? And what are the various types of filters which we have? Okay, all these things will be discussed. But before that, I just want to ask you, do you have any questions related to filter? Oh, sorry, extremely sorry for slicer. Do you have any questions on slicer? Do you have any questions on slicer? Hemandas, Akash, Anmol, Ashwin, Ashwini, sorry, extremely sorry. Rathod, Nitin. Yes, Akash.
Sanjesh, Sanjay here.
Okay,
So
Sanjay.
in slicer, can we add one more data point here? Like two things we can select together, like region and one more can say north, south, east, west or something.
Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. I forgot you, Sanjay. Yes, that's a really good question. Yes, we can. Okay. There is something called as hierarchical filters as well. Hierarchy based filters. Okay. So I can just put this country here. Okay, I can put this country here. Okay, so you have options like you can select, okay, one specific thing like, okay, I want Indiana here, okay, from here, and similarly from East region I want Denver, okay, something like this. I can do these kind of multi selects as well, but please make sure there need to be these kind of what I can say, hierarchy here. Then only you can do multi select, or else you can create two slicers, or else you can select two slicers. Like I have one slicer for country and region. This is slicer number 1. Okay, and similarly I can also have slicer number 2 as well. See, something like this. I can put category here, something like this. I can put category here in this slicer. Okay, something like this. Hope you are able to get it. I think I have answered your question, Sanjay.
Yes.
Okay, good. So these are the options that are actually available. Okay, thanks for asking this question. It was a really brilliant question, by the way. Yes. Any other questions, guys?
Sanmesh,
Yes, Ashwini.
may I know how these tables formed below these graphs, like for nature sales?
How this, sir, can you be really specific, Ashwini? I was a little bit confused here.
Yeah, these tables, yes.
Yes, I know. Okay, what is this question here?
How it's made, how it's displayed here.
Displayed here. So these information, I mean the tables and matrix can be visualized, okay, very similar to your this thing, what I can say, your multi-row cards like this. Okay, so what happened in multi-row cards, you just dumped all the columns values, just dump, drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop. You have done all of them. Okay, so here in table also you have done the same thing, drag and drop. Okay, sorry, extremely sorry, this is matrix, extremely sorry, this is matrix. Okay, here this is your table. Here also you have just done the drag and drop. Here also you can do some kind of alterations, like I want sales first, then profit, then discount, then category. You can create a kind of hierarchy. Like I want category.
Part of visualization, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. See here, something like this. Okay. We can actually have that. And adding to that, this matrix is little bit different, wherein you have an option or a control where you can actually choose the column and the rows. And adding to that, you can also choose the values as well. Hope you're clear. Hope you're clear.
Clear.
And adding to that, I just want to add a very little thing. Okay, that is, okay, for example, if I'm going to say select the sales. Okay, so right now it is going to say the sum of sales. Similarly, let's assume you want to identify that what is the average sales or something like that. You also have that option to choose the average sales, okay, minimum sales, maximum sales, count of the sales, okay, or else variance, median, all these information are also available. Hope you're able to get it. Okay, I'm just giving you some small idea here. Hope you are clear on this particular part, guys. Hope you are clear on this particular part. I think I have a few questions here. Can we use a timeline with slicer? Okay, yes, Rathod, we can also do that. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take another slicer here and put order here. That's it. Yes, you can do that. Okay, see here, something like this. Now here, when you say that Power BI is very powerful, okay, it is going to identify this particular thing. Okay, here it is also providing a scroll bar, something like this. Okay, wherein you can actually select the date, or else, interestingly, you can also select the date as well. See here, You can also select the date manually. Isn't it really interesting? So you can check a specific date, something like this. These options are also available. Thank you very much, Rathod. That was a really good question.
Sangesh, Sanjay here, one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Sangesh, currently we are working only in one Excel sheet, right? Here. And all the charts we have prepared only from one single Excel sheet. Can we add one more sheet?
Yes,
here
we can
and
also,
then copy the chart?
so I will teach that particular concept later, because yes, we can also do that. It's not called as a sheet, it's called as page. Please make sure that. Okay, no worries. So, you know, we are from Excel, so we tend to relate everything through Excel itself. No worries. Okay, so it's actually called as page. Okay, so we are going to discuss something called a, yes.
Sangesh,
Yes.
the question was not about these pages. The question was around we have added sheets or Excels, multiple Excels first, right? And created multiple tables. So we have 3 types of Excel sheet which we uploaded and created table out of it. And then using data from multiple tables, can we create visualization?
Yes, obviously. That is how Power BI has been built, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but we are using here only one table. We haven't used data from 2 tables to create this visualization.
We can do
Any
that.
example?
We can do that, sir. We can do that. Right now, I will do that for you. I will create another page. I will create another page. So here I have 2 Excel sheet. One is called as order table. One is called as people table. We spoke about cardinality in our previous class. Okay. So first I need to have a check that whether there is a cardinality. Okay. When you have a cardinality, you will be able to use 2 variables in the visualization. Like, I'll just give you one example. Like, I'm just going to create one small stacked column chart. Okay, something like this. Here, I'm going to put people, person information here in x-axis. That's at the bottom. Okay, in y-axis, I will put the sales, which is from you know, this particular thing. Okay, so we have people, okay, person, and we have sales, okay, which is coming from order table. See here, we are using 2 different sheets, right? I think I have answered your question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So I assumed that it is related to page. Okay, no worries. So that is all about this thing, what I can say, visualization. There are a couple of things that need to be you know, what I can say, addressed. So what we can actually do is we have a couple of things which are actually been left out. Okay, here. Okay, so which is basically meant for filters. Right now you got to understand everything related to, okay, slicers, how to use slicer, how to use a date slicer, how to use a hierarchical slicer, how to use a normal slicer, what are the various types of variations that can be done using a slicer. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, we will try to understand, I repeat again, we will try to understand how we can actually use something called as filter. Filter is completely different. Filters are completely different, and slicers are completely different. Slicers are also a kind of filter. I repeat again, slicers are also a kind of filters. Okay, but there is a small terms and condition which is actually applied. Slicers are dynamic. Which basically mean I can actually change this visually. Okay, I can change this visually. I can apply any kind of levels or do any kind of changes here. But what really happens with filter is we don't have that particular control. Okay, so here what will actually happen is, so let's assume I'm just going to put one slicer here. Okay, so I have 3 types of slicers. Sorry, extremely sorry, 3 types of filters. Extremely sorry, 3 types of filters. One is called as visual filter. Second is called as page level filter. and third is called as all page filter. Any questions? Any questions? Akash.
Sanmesh, actually
Yes.
my question is related to slicer once again. Hope you don't mind if I'll ask.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
In slicer, actually, see, for example, like the current example, what we are seeing, like we have selected north, south, east, west in our slicer. And when we select north, then it will give north values. When we select south, it will give south values. If we select
Agreed.
all, then it will give all. If we have
Agreed.
not selected anything, if we have not selected anything, what is the result that will give? Will it give 0 or it will give a total result?
So right now you haven't selected any slicer, right? I mean any value, but you are able to see all the values, right? So right now let me also clear this as well. Okay, so it is 2.30. So right now, as you have not applied anything, okay, so there won't be anything which is going to be applied. There won't be anything called as 0. Hope you're able to get it.
Okay. In select all also it will give same result, and without any selection it will give same result.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will also apply that to showcase that same thing. Okay. I will say select SELECT, select all. Okay. I have not selected select all. Agree with me. I have not selected
Yeah,
it.
got it.
Okay. I will just select it. Same value. No change.
Got it.
Okay. Hope you are clear on this particular part.
Yes.
Okay. So here, what I was actually speaking about was on slicer and filter. I completed slicer. Okay. Now I was actually explaining you filters. In filters, you have 3 types of filters. Okay. One is visual filter. One is called as page level filter. One is called as all page filter. What I'm actually speaking about this. What I'm speaking about this. So for example, what I will do is I will take one example of a card, or else I will take this particular card, sales. Okay, this particular card. So what will actually happen? So if I have the sales value, agree with me. So let's assume your manager will come and he will say, hey, don't include any sales from a specific region, like region. Don't take slicer, okay, of south region. Don't involve south. You can actually select all of the variables there, but don't take the south value. So you can just unclick this south and say apply. Okay, say apply. Now what is actually happening is you are able to see the entire dashboard. You are able to see the entire dashboard, but only the south sales is not included in this total sales. This is something, a difference. Similarly, if I'm going to put this region into the page, and if I'm going to select all of them and exclude this south, all the visualization will change. All the visualization will get changed. Similarly, if I'm going to select this region into all page, what will actually happen is, okay, even though if I'm going to create any visual here as well, even here also that particular thing will get changed, because south was the region which was being handled by, see here, if you are able to see this table, okay, south was being handled by Ashwini. But if you look at this particular visualization, Ashwini's information has been eradicated. Agree with me? So these are the 3 types of slicers which are actually available with Power BI. Hope you are clear on this particular part, guys. Hope you are clear on this particular part. Any questions?
What is the difference between this first and second filter?
First and second filter. Okay. So I assume that it is a visual slicer and page level slicer and all page slicer. Visual slicer is only confined to one visual. Okay. One visual. For example, if I'm going to put this slicer into visual slicer, and if I'm going to select only south or something like that. Here I'm just going to get only south information. But if I'm going to see this particular table here, okay, they are selecting all of them. Okay, they are not eradicating or not considering the south information. Okay, hope you are able to get it. It's just very small difference. So here you are applying a filter only on a visual. Okay, but here when you are actually speaking about page, so it will be applied for the entire page, not one page, entire page. Third type is related to the all page, which basically mean every single page which is actually involved here. Every single page which is actually involved here. Previously, we had applied a slicer for south. That was the reason Ashwini's information was not available. So we normally use filter. I repeat again, we normally use filter when we have blank values, when we have some information which is not informatical for visualization. For those kind of things, we tend to apply these filters. Slicers are dynamic, which basically means you can actually interact with it, and a manager can actually play around with it. Okay, and basically understand how the dynamics of his organizations are changing. So these are the main difference between a slicer and a filter. And adding to that, I think I have answered your question, isn't it? I think it was asked by Kemandas, right? Any other questions? Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Any other questions? Guys, we are left with few things which are also very much important. Yes. Akash.
Can we use both?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
But please make sure that it must not be region here as well and region here as well. I will just give you one example. I will explain that. So right now you have applied a filter on south. Agree with me. Okay, and you are putting another slicer in page level. Okay, and you are selecting only south here. Okay, you can do that. There is no objection. There is no objection. But what is actually happening is here you have applied a slicer, and here also you are applying a slicer. Same information, south and south. So you can also remove this as well. Okay, you can also do some variations as well. Like I'm using south, but here in this thing, what I can say, sales, I'm using state. Okay, I'm using state. I'm using only New York or else Alabama, something like that. Something like that. Hope you're able to get it. I can do these kind of changes as well. All are customizable. Everything is customizable as per your requirement. I think I have answered your question, isn't it, Akash? Akash. I think I have one small chat here. Let me see. I got it. Thank you very much, Akash. Okay. Thank you very much. So we have nearly 8 minutes. Okay. And we have not completed this particular topic, being very frank with you. So I will just give you a small overview. What are the topics we have left? We have left one of the most important topic, which is called as AI-based visualization. Okay. Which basically mean, okay, key influencer plots, okay, decomposition tree, and something called as Q&A. Okay, so these are the three main things which are actually being left out. Okay, so we will be covering them in our next class. And adding to that, I also want to ask you that how is the licensing which is going to work? I mean, we need service from the next week. From the next week, we need service. Okay, because we will be publishing our dashboard to the server as well. We will be discussing the workspace. We will be discussing the data flows. We will be also discussing the various aspects of Power BI. Okay, on service end. So that's the reason we also require this Power BI service as well. So how things are going to work, if you are able to just give me some clarity, it would be really helpful for me. If you are going for individual license, do let me know. I will help you with individual license as well.
Bhagyashri will let you know about it.
Sure, sir. So we will be starting next week, that is next Thursday. So we have ample amount of time. Okay, so do let me know. Okay.
Sure, sure.
Sure, sir. So this is the end of the session, I assume so. If you want me to extend, I can do that. Okay, because as per the conversation what we had, there is a 30 minutes delay in joining the session itself. So that's the reason I just request every single person who is right here to join the sessions little bit early. Okay, I will be available 15 minutes prior to the meeting. If you have any questions or concern, you can actually ask that, in that particular time between 1:45 to 2. Okay, so that we don't spend the actual time, because if we do that, okay, what is actually going to happen is I basically need to compromise with the time, number one, or else I just need to compromise with the quality, which I don't want. Okay, hope you are able to understand it clean and clear.
Just one question,
Yes, sir.
Sangesh.
Yes,
We
sir.
have to start doing assignments right now, or you will let us know, or how we will do it?
Sure, sir. I will provide you the clarity. You start ahead with the assignments. Okay. So I
Whatever
thought
I am seeing
yes, sir.
in the link which I have seen today, can we start trying on that for our knowledge purposes, or you are going to assess them for our performance review now?
See, what you can actually do is it's for everyone. You keep practicing with assignments. If you have any difficulty, let's assume you have a specific issue or something like that, you can ping on WhatsApp. Don't DM me. Okay. So you can share that on WhatsApp. Okay. I think everyone is on the group. Okay. What I will do is I will help you with the solutions then and there itself. Okay. So that is how I'm going to assist you. Okay. Adding to that, I will be also available before, okay, I mean 2 o'clock, that is 1:45 to 2. We have an ample amount of time to discuss the questions. I think today we had Vijay, we had Keman Das, and I think we had Ashwini as well in the meeting, and we had discussed a couple of petty things on Power BI. So similarly, you can actually come and ask specific questions at that point in time, or else you can even WhatsApp me as well. I may be late. Okay, no, it won't be instant DM. Okay, so I may be late by something like 3 hours to 1 day or something like that. Okay, so be a little bit patient. Okay.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so please start your assignment, sir, and do let me know if you have any questions. Have a nice day. We have nearly 3 minutes. If you have any questions in this 3 minutes, we will be addressing it, or else we will be carrying this thing to our next session. We are lagging back, okay, which basically mean we are not meeting the deadline. Okay, so being very frank with you. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, there are few things that need to be progressed. I mean, the timing and these kind of things need to be taken care of, so that we can have a good quality conversation in our sessions. Okay.
Sangamesh, one question is there that now we are using the data. Its name is something order 2017 something and people. So we have some data which is related to production, so that we can come to know more and more how to use it and all. Something related to production companies.
See, I completely understand your purpose and your this thing. So there are companies who, I mean, there are people who are from different departments. Okay, so today I was speaking about sales, right? So I was speaking about sales funnel. I was speaking about sales conversion. Okay, KPIs. Okay, so people who are into production, they may feel a little bit different. Okay, people who are in supply chain, they may feel a little bit different, because these are the same visualization, but the way how you use it is different. So only a business analyst can actually leverage this particular thing. Okay, so if you're good at production, okay, you have to design what my production system needs. Okay, like my production system needs, okay, something called a schedule optimization. So you can create something called a schedule optimization dashboard. Okay, like, okay, I have something like 3 machineries, okay, and 3 machineries are providing me so and so output, and I can also involve cost as well, because machines will have breakdown, machine will have servicing cost, machines are having regular maintenance as well. Okay, you can also add few other information like this thing, what I can say, how much hours these machines are running. Okay, and you will also understand with the help of a BI which are the materials which you need in your organization, and which are the materials which you are going to ditch as well. So in there is a company called as Amana Constructions way back in first pandemic. Okay, so Amana Constructions reached me, and they were into constructions, and they were having various materials they were actually having. So they came to me and they asked me, Sangamesh, we have all these varieties of what I can say, machineries, and currently we are having financial crunch. We want to sell these products, and can you help me with what are the what I can say, machines which I need to sell off? Then I did a cost analysis, and then I told them these are the what I can say, materials, or these are the equipments which are actually generating very less income, but we're actually having lots of expenditure or something like that. So then they looked into it, they looked into the reality, and they told that, oh no, Sanmesh, if you are going to sell XYZ materials, okay, my company will completely get shut down. Okay, so I don't want to sell that. Is there any kind of trade-off? So then there was a negotiations, further negotiations, and I proposed them certain materials or certain equipments that they can sell off, and they can generate extra income. So it was something like 2 years ago where that we have done. So something like this may also help you to understand, okay, salvage value analysis as well.
Right.
Any questions?
Any
please?
more questions? Rathod, do you have any questions?
Thank you.
So we can end today's session.
Yes, we will end today's session. I was planning if we can exceed, but I don't know your calendars, being very frank with you, and I don't want to harm your calendars as well. So that's the reason. What we will do is we will catch up in our next session, and we will cover. Yes, there are lots of topics which are being left out here. So we will try to patch up in our next session. Okay.
Sangamesh, tomorrow when we will start, I think so 15 minutes earlier, we will all try to.
I will be available. I will be available 15 minutes prior itself, but I won't, start the session. Okay, I will start the session sharp at 2 o'clock itself. Okay.
Yeah, you can have one multiple example in that 15-20 minutes with what we have learned today.
Sure, we can do that.
Okay.
Sure, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you.